Alright, hi. Welcome to a video. It's been a little while since the last one. I think four months. So I think that must be my longest absence since I started making videos about 10 years ago, which is crazy. It's been 10 years since I came up with the name Jolly Studio. Pretty much on the day, well, roughly a month ago maybe I came up with it. So it's crazy that I've been doing videos as Jolly Studio and then the one for 10 years, but yeah, that's yeah. Time flies. I was trying to avoid that cliche, but I couldn't. Okay. Yeah, okay, so welcome to another video here. I already forgot what I said in the beginning. I guess I should apologize if I didn't do that for being gone for so long. Yeah, it's been 4 months since my last video. This is like take number 6 or 7, so I completely forget even though it's only been a minute so far for this take, I just completely forget what I said in what takes and what I've said so far in this video. Excuse me, but I'm a bit rusty too, which shows. I can definitely feel it now. It feels a bit weird to film a video, to be honest. But I wanted to film something at least to let you know that I'm doing okay and that I've taken a break. Well, maybe you've noticed that I've taken a break. I have had a few people asking. If you haven't noticed, that's fine. But now you know. It's been a while since I made my last video, and I don't know if I'm back necessarily. I just wanna just make something. Not leave you hanging too long or whatever. You know what I mean. I hope. I wanted to, yeah, just upload something, but it might not mean that I'm back really. I don't know. It could be a little while until my next video after this too. I really don't know. I guess the reason for my absence is mostly rather simple, I guess. I just kind of lost interest to make videos, which I feel like I did a while ago. Last year I was rather depressed most of last year, and so I guess that affected the video making. But now I guess things are a bit better. Not great, but they're better. But I guess I still didn't really feel like making videos. I guess I kind of the thing is, for the past year or so, maybe a bit more, I haven't really felt all that passionate about videos, but I did them anyway because, you know, up until 4 months ago, I did them anyway because it was kind of like something that I did. Like I said, I've been doing it for a decade. Well, not these kinds of videos, but almost a decade. I think maybe 9 years since I started making DVD related videos. So anyway, and so I kind of just made them on autopilot. It was kind of just part of my routines, and it was just not really anything I thought twice about or whatever. I just, okay, I have some movies, let's talk about them, let's turn on the camera. But I guess at a certain point that wasn't really enough anymore, and I just couldn't be bothered to film anything because I had no interest. And I don't know that I do now either. But I did feel like I wanted to sort of just make something, upload some kind of video to let you know that I'm okay. But doing that, I mean, I might as well talk about some movies too, because stuff has definitely accumulated here. I haven't really bought too much over the past month or so. Don't really have money for anything else than food and bills at the moment. Hopefully that will change, but it's sort of been a blessing in disguise, I guess, because I've had the opportunity to watch some stuff that has been lying around for a while and stuff like that, and I'm gonna keep doing that for a while. But yeah, I think that might be it. Once again, I don't know exactly what I said, so I'm gonna possibly repeat myself. But one more thing before I move on to the movies. Yeah, this might not mean that I'm back. I just yeah, after this video, you know, I might be gone for a little while until I make the next one. I really don't know. I just felt like I wanted to let you know that I'm okay, and to, anyway, to let you know that I sort of took a break on that I decided to take a break, I guess. Yeah, that's as good as it gets, really. So let's move on to the movies. And yeah, I haven't reviewed movies in a few months, so let's see how this goes. I might be pretty brief about these, I don't know. And I'm not gonna edit this either, so if I fuck up, then oh well. I'll start talking about some new movies here that I had pre-ordered. So we'll start with Arrival, which I thought was fantastic. I thought it was both rather both a sad movie, really, that someone felt the need to make a movie like this. It's really sad, if I got the message. But it's, well, it could be seen as rather hopeful too, I suppose. Will not spoil it, so I'm being pretty cryptic if you haven't seen the movie, but well, the movie is pretty cryptic, I guess that's the right word. I really liked it. I think maybe some people didn't. I mean, obviously there's always going to be people who don't like a movie that is being praised, but I think there might have been quite a few people who maybe had some problems with it. But I loved it. I really felt moved after this. I rarely feel that way after I watch movies, to be honest. But for this one, I was just blown away, and I was just almost a bit devastated. Anyway, I loved it. I thought it was great. And then we have another sci-fi movie, which is a bit different, but pretty good actually. Passengers. I think they were probably hoping for more, for a better movie and a bigger reaction from audiences, maybe. But I don't know. Every project doesn't turn out the way they were hoping, I suppose. Maybe this is one of those movies that people had higher hopes for, but then when it came out, it kind of didn't make too much of a splash, or whatever the expression is. But I mean, there were definitely some problems with this, but I liked it for the most part. I thought it was enjoyable. It was a bit cheesy, I suppose, but some good effects, and overall an entertaining movie, I thought. And then two movies that I received very recently in the mail. First, Manchester by the Sea, which I loved. Really great film. Pretty long, but it could have been even longer. I just loved it. Yeah, Casey Affleck won the Oscar for this, and some other good performances, and very good, yeah, just very good acting in this. Very good film. Very good film. And then something you might not have heard of. I mean, you will definitely have heard of this. La La Land. This is one of those movies that I kept hearing so much about that at a certain point I was like, oh, enough already. I don't really care about La La Land, which is a shame sometimes when you're on IMDb and Facebook and stuff a lot, and you're sort of in those circles where people talk about movies, and so sometimes you keep hearing about movies that are being praised, and at least for me, sometimes it's almost too much. You hear too many people talking about it, and so it becomes or almost has like, there's a peak, and then after that you get sick of hearing about people talking about the movie, and after that peak has sort of gone down again. It's not as fun to watch the movie. But after a while that sort of settles, and then after a few months it kind of rises again, and that's when I kind of watch these movies, I guess. I don't think I waited long enough with this, really. I was still a bit sick of hearing people talking about it. So when I started watching this, it took me a while to get into it, but once I did, I definitely liked it more and more. The longer it went on. So this was definitely a good movie. Let's see, I have some more movies from more recently, but there's other movies in the pile, so let's talk about those first. Some secondhand store finds, The Color Purple. Don't really have anything to say about this, but this was an upgrade from the DVD. Same goes for this, Round Lola Run, which I've also seen, which I like. And this I didn't own, but I found it sealed at a second-hand store for 20 crowns, so that was a good price for Shame. Film by Steve McQueen. I guess 12 Years a Slave is my favorite by him, but Shame and Hunger, they're both good movies. This one I think I ordered this one from CD-ON, but Gravity. I saw this in the movie theater, and I still, even though it's been like 4 years, I think, still have pretty strong memories of this. It's not one that I will easily forget, partly because the experience of watching this in 3D was very memorable, I guess. But so I didn't feel like I needed to see this movie again. But I did want to own it and watch the special features. Nearly 3 hours, and they were very enjoyable. I had a good time watching them. And now another couple of second-hand store finds. The Wrestler, another upgrade, has been one of my favorites since I got into movies almost a decade ago, I guess. Well, since I truly got into movies, since I got into collecting and stuff. Yeah, I love this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it now, and I probably won't really check it out anytime soon, but I found this and I didn't have the Blu-ray yet, so I decided to pick that up and upgrade. This I have never owned until now, The Hurt Locker. I have seen it though. I guess I saw this around the time it came out, so it's been a while. But yeah, this did win the Oscar for Best Movie, didn't it? Yeah. So I guess I remember this being good, but I wasn't. I don't know. I guess I don't really remember too much. I remember the ending, but I guess that's all really. It's been a while, so I guess I'll watch that eventually again. Okay, now back to some more recent releases. This one I have talked about before. I mentioned that I had pre-ordered it in a video that I made in December or something. Moana, the steelbook. I always get the steelbooks of the new Disney and Pixar movies. Yeah, good film. When I started watching this, I wasn't really in the mood, so I kind of had to turn it off and then keep watching it later. But didn't really have anything to do with the movie itself. It was just had to do with me, more had to do with me. But yeah, good Disney film, not a Pixar film, but a good Disney film. Maybe not my favorite. I do prefer Pixar over Disney, but still, the Disney movies, they're also usually very good. But yeah, I mean, it was good. And then this one I've talked about before as well, which I had anticipated. Toni Erdmann, a German movie, which I think was nominated for the Oscar for Best Foreign Film. I don't think it won. I think The Salesman won. But anyway, yeah, this was also a pretty long movie. 2 hours 42 minutes. Very good. I people mention here that they here I'm shaking from laughter, and I had heard a lot of people saying that this was really funny. I don't know. I guess it was pretty funny, but for the most part, it was just a very well-made movie, very captivating, good acting, good dialogue. Yeah, really good movie overall. And then another sci-fi movie, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I guess if you want to compare this with Force Awakens, I do prefer Force Awakens. I feel like I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan to fully appreciate this. I hope that makes sense. Because as I was watching this, I felt like this movie is for Star Wars fans. It's not really for me. I mean, I enjoyed it. I just I don't know. I don't think I really got a whole lot out of it. But I mean, enjoyable movie. But I didn't absolutely love this. I do look forward to The Last Jedi, but I guess, I mean, you know, I guess the other ones as well, like the Han Solo prequel thing or whatever. Anyway, never mind. But I yeah, I did like this, I suppose, but I didn't love it. But anyway, then three releases that I mean, another three releases that are on DVD. Life Animated, mentioning the Oscars a lot here, but this was also Oscar nominated for Best Documentary. Um, yeah, pretty good documentary this. Um, yeah, I'd recommend this. Speaking of Disney. Then something called Eris, I think. Yeah, right there. Original title Eris, which is, I guess, the name of the character of Ola Rapace, who is a Swede, hence my pronunciation. But this is a French movie, and he does speak French in this actually, which sounded good to me. I don't know if he has much of I guess he has an accent, but to me he sounded French. But he is from Sweden. And I picked this up just because of him. I had never heard of it before, but I was browsing CD-ON one day, and I came across this, and I thought that I wanted to check it out, so I pre-ordered it and watched it pretty much right away when I got it, and it was okay. It wasn't great. It could have been better. It was just okay, unfortunately, but I did buy it for him. So, but he was pretty good, I suppose. And then something called Wiener Dog, which is by Todd Solondz, who made Happiness, which is a movie I like. But I did buy this mainly because Danny DeVito is in it. That was probably my favorite part of the movie as well. Not great. It's definitely his movies. They're definitely not for everyone. But it was okay. Then we have. I'll show these three at once. We have Creepshow from, I think, Second Sight. Yeah. So this is a Region 2 release, and then Creepshow 2 from Arrow, but only a Region A release, I guess. Yeah, maybe they didn't have the rights for the second one in the UK. Well, anyway, and then I picked up the Just Desserts Making Of Blu-ray as well from Synapse, which is I must have spent like 2 hours researching what editions to get. I'm not gonna go in depth here, but this Region 2 release does contain Just Desserts, so I bought this just to have the special features, which is this is already a special feature on this, so I bought something for the special features. For something that is already a special feature on another release, if that makes sense, which is a bit it's the completist in me, I suppose, that wanted all of them. But now I have everything I could ever want from Creepshow, I suppose. So that's good. So yeah, I got those. And well, I guess I could talk about the movies briefly. I do enjoy the movies. Especially now seeing them again. I actually did watch a Creepshow last year. I watched my DVD in October, and this one I listened to the commentary now. I had it on in the background, and the picture quality is of course a lot better. And then the second one I hadn't seen in many years, and I definitely enjoyed that this time a lot more than I remember doing last time. I guess that's really it. All I have to say about that. And then a couple animated movies. The Red Turtle was growing a bit impatient, waiting for a Region 2 or English-friendly release, really. But I got this. I think it might be a Belgian release. It didn't really matter where I got it from, though, because it's a silent movie, or well, it doesn't have any dialogue, so it doesn't really matter if the release is English-friendly or not. Of course, the documentaries. I couldn't really fully enjoy. I still watched it actually without understanding what they said, but yeah. Anyway, but it's a very good animated movie, very artistic, especially one image which I just wanted to pause and just look at it. It was something I could imagine having on my wall one day, as a painting. Anyway, yeah, really beautifully animated. Yeah, I did like this for sure. Definitely one that I've been wanting to see for a while, being a fan of animation. This next animated movie, I was a bit disappointed by, to be honest. It's called Long Way North. Speaking of the animation itself, for this one I didn't really like the way it looked. The story was interesting, but I just didn't like the movie too much, actually. mostly because of the way the animation looked. Um, Unfortunately, I don't really know where this is from. Yeah, I do apologize. It says France 3 Cinema down here, so maybe it's a French movie. I'm not sure actually, but it was not my favorite, unfortunately. Um, by the way, I don't really know when this how long I can film for. I'm not filming in HD right now, so but it doesn't allow me to film endlessly. I mean, at a certain point, it's gonna turn into the letters here, or the time or whatever. It's gonna turn red, and then I'm gonna have to turn the camera off and end this rather abruptly. So this might end pretty suddenly when I see the time turning red. It's taken away now. So anyway, okay. A Shameless release, my first Shameless Blu-ray. I don't think they released. I think they just started releasing Blu-rays, didn't they? I don't know, but pretty cool. I mean, it says Shameless on the case here, yellow case. They always had yellow cases when they released DVDs too, but still, pretty nice looking. I decided to use the alternate cover, or this might be the original cover art. I'm not really sure. Anyway, The Church. A film by Michel Soavi. This one I really liked. This was really good. Definitely my kind of horror movie. So I definitely would recommend this. I actually bought The Sect as well, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'll show it later, I suppose. I want them to release De l'Amour to De l'Amour on Blu-ray. If they, that's also by him. So if they do that, then I'll definitely pick that up. I have that on DVD, but I'd like to upgrade to Blu-ray. I remember that being a really good movie when I watched it a few years ago. Then some random Blu-rays here, I suppose. Spotlight, really good movie, good drama, pretty captivating. And a Pixar movie. What's this called? The Incredibles. Yeah. Yeah, I got this cheap, so I picked it up. I am collecting the steelbooks, the UK steelbooks, but I do want to get the Swedish releases of all the Disney and Pixar movies as well, just for the Swedish language, I suppose, which can be kind of fun to have and fun to collect. And some of the steelbooks are quite pricey, and I might not really get them in another. I don't know. It might be a while until I have all of those, so I might as well pick up some Swedish releases and be able to watch the movies a bit sooner and all of that. But anyway, I'm gonna watch this again but I'm gonna wait until the second one comes out. I do remember not really liking this too much when I saw it, but I'll probably change my mind about that now. Then 2 Seal Jackie Chan movies. I've tried to pick up all of his movies, so I got these very cheap on Amazon: The Karate Kid and The Forbidden Kingdom. And now I only have DVDs left, so we'll see how many more I have time for. Like I said before, it's gonna cut me off. I picked up Outnumbered, Series 5. They actually made, I thought this was the last of it, but they actually made a Christmas special last year. I think this is from, it says includes 2012 Christmas special, but this Series 5 is from, I think, 2014. So, yeah, there is one Christmas special from a couple years after this, but there's no DVD release yet, but I'm kind of looking out for one, hoping to see one. If not, then I guess I'll try to find it online somehow. Then this one I was really happy to find. I saw the Artificial Eye spine, and it was kind of upside down, so I just picked it up and I pulled it out and it said Happy Together, and I was like, oh, awesome. Been looking for this. This is out of print. I think Artificial Eye released 2 DVDs of this, and they're both rather pricey, at least they were when I checked. And there is a Blu-ray of this as well, which seems to be the best way to watch this, but it's really pricey. I'm not gonna pay that much. Since I came across this at a second-hand store very cheaply, I don't really need the Blu-ray. I'm perfectly fine with this DVD. Yeah, a movie by Wong Kar-wai. Definitely become a fan of his. I do prefer Chungking Express and Fallen Angels to this, but this is maybe my 3rd favorite, which is crazy because In the Mood for Love is seen as such a masterpiece, but I just can't really get into that movie. I don't know, I guess there's something about it that I don't really get. unfortunately. I've seen it 2 times and I just don't really get it. I don't know. But he is a really good director, and yeah, I'm glad to have this. Good film. Not as good as those other two that I mentioned, but definitely a good one. Secondhand store finds. Well, this one is My Own Private Idaho. River Phoenix, Keanu Reeves. I enjoyed this. This is on Criterion, but you know, some movies you don't really need to have the Criterion of. Even, anyway, never mind. I would love to have it, but you know, there's so many of them. Okay, you know what? Now the camera's gonna cut me off, but I'm actually kind of enjoying this, so I'm gonna make a